Hello, namaste, and welcome to Insightful Conversations with Dawna. Continuing the story. I hope everyone is doing well. Sorry, this thing is in the way. There we go. I am so glad that you are here. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to continue, and first I want to bring your hand to your heart and just let's center and be open to receiving any guidance that we need to receive, whether that's from angels, from God, from spirits, whomever. So, all for our greater good, all for your good. So when I stopped talking, and it says my show's 2 hours, but unfortunately, because I went over, the next show started recording, and mine really is only an hour. So thanks for your time and thanks for watching. I would love any comments that you have. Please reach out to me. I would love to communicate and connect with you. And I'm really excited for when they will get me the call board and I can actually talk to you live online, which would be great. So, and I'm not sure when that is. I'm going to Ecuador on Monday. So I will be broadcasting live from Tosa Blue Mountain next week and the following week. And hopefully we'll have an idea of when I'll be able to have a live call board. And then come April, I will be having guests on, which will be great. So make sure and stay tuned for that. But next week is going to be amazing from Tosa Blue Mountain. And I hope that you, if you haven't gone on WWA Global yet, please do so because there is just so much cool stuff that's going to be happening at Tosa Blue Mountain that they are going to broadcast live. And so just make sure that you go on there. If you haven't already, it's wwaglobal.com. That's Women, Wellness, and Awakenings. And that's what that stands for. But it's not just for women, it's for men as well. It has to do with discussing bringing into balance the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And if you don't know what those are, then go to shriandkira.com where they have so much information posted there, or go to wwaglobal.com where you can see what's happening there. So anyway, I was starting to tell you about my journey towards health and wellness and what took me out of doing mortgages and being a realtor and the corporate world and all of that kind of stuff to being more my own boss and having my own business and being really passionate about health and wellness and going down a journey where I tried so many different things. I tried so many different products, as well as services from acupuncture, acupressure, chiropractor, which are great. They all have things to offer. And I still go to a chiropractor today, and occasionally I'll go get acupuncture. It's about moving that energy around in your body. And then I do the energy work now as well, and just different forms, but it's all there to support the body. And sorry, my dog barks. She's a guard dog. Not really. She's a golden retriever, but she sounds tough. Anyway, so 16 years ago, I became really ill, and seemingly overnight, they could not seem to find out what was going on with me. I think I told you last week, if you tuned in, and if not, briefly, I was having debilitating migraines. I was having body aches and pains. I was having memory issues, which was not like me at all. And typically have a very good memory. And they couldn't figure it out. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on all sorts of different tests. About every test you can think of, they performed on me, the medical. I went to so many different specialists, and researched all sorts of things, trying to figure out what was going on with me. I thought that it was low thyroid because I was losing hair and having dry skin and having some of those symptoms that are typical with having a low thyroid. And they said my numbers were in the normal range. Well, they were on the low end of the normal range, but and they've since made some adjustments as far as what they view is low. And even if you're in the quote normal range, if you're on the low end, sometimes they will go ahead and give you some thyroid medicine to see if your body responds, because it's more what symptoms are you having. Now, disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor. I am a certified holistic health coach. I do health and nutrition and hydration, and I'm very passionate about fitness. I am very passionate about trying to have the optimal health possible, because I believe our bodies are these amazing creations that we can create life with, that can heal from anything. We get a cut, our skin regrows. We break a bone, it regrows. Our bodies are amazing. And I think that science is still has no idea what all the 17 trillion cells in our body do. They're just kind of starting to understand more and more about the body. But as I said last week, our bodies are 70% water. So water makes a huge difference. So does the thoughts. And I just want to say thank you to Jill Horn for posting that it was Dr. Emoto that did that study on the hidden messages in water. So you can look that up. It's fascinating what he shows and proves as far as what the impact of words have on water. So imagine if it has that much of an impact on water, what it has on our bodies, right? If our bodies are 70% water. So I knew to drink a lot of water, and I was already drinking a lot of water. I gave up soda when I was in my early 20s. Somewhere I'd read how it was really harmful to the liver and not beneficial for your body, whether you're trying to lose weight or not, or just maintain optimal health. Diet soda has chemicals that are really harmful to your body, and regular soda has a ton of sugar, which is also very harmful to the body. So, and you may not know this, sugar is 5 times more addictive than cocaine or heroin, and you can look this up. It lights up your whole brain, whereas cocaine and heroin light up certain parts of your brain that control, that make you addicted. But sugar lights up the whole brain and is way more addictive. And it is very harmful because it's very acidic, and it doesn't provide any nutritional benefit. I know you get a high off of it and a boost of energy because it spikes your blood sugar and that sort of thing, but it's not healthy. And you really want to minimize the sugar that you consume. Try to get more of your sugar from fruits than actual table sugar, white sugar. Honey is not too bad. Pure maple syrup is not too bad. Again, in moderation. It's not something that you want to consume every meal or every day even. So just kind of be mindful of that. So back to me struggling with this unknown illness where they threw diagnosis of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and possibly beginning stages of lupus at me. And they tried to put me on pain pills and sleeping pills. And as I had mentioned last time, and if you didn't see my show last week, you can go look at it on YouTube or Facebook. You can go back to the archives and see it. My father was ill my whole life. He got hurt when I was 6 weeks old. He died when I was 36. And I saw him on and off pain pills, sleeping pills, as well as other pills, prescription pills. And I would say he missed out on life. His quality of life was poor. He was in pain pretty much every day. And the pain pills never healed him. The sleeping pills never healed him. The other pills that they gave him never healed him. Our bodies can heal from anything if we give our bodies the environment that it needs. Water is a huge factor. If our bodies are 70% water, right? It's also important what else we put in our body, and it's not just the food, although food is super important. And we want to be getting at least half of what you eat, if not 80%, from fruits and vegetables. And I know that's a little bit different than the dietary pyramid. But in order to get all the nutrients, you want to eat a variety of colors, like a rainbow of colors. And this is a beautiful, I don't know if you saw this last week, and some of you I've talked to about this. This is a shield from Archangel Zachiel, and it's just so beautiful and powerful. I just love to look at it. It's just amazing. And that came through Shri and Kira, and they have challenged that we share this with as many people as possible. There's a lot of suffering going on in the world. And sometimes even something as simple as looking at a beautiful, colorful shield can brighten someone's day or take the focus off of the suffering long enough that it shifts, that it lightens slightly. It's like that golf analogy that I shared last week about the 1 degree off, and how 1 degree off can take you way off in left field or right field from where you're wanting to go. And so being mindful is really important, and having good friends in your life and family that you can count on to talk to when you're struggling, that will lift you up, that will be that source of light and love and belief in you and validate you and see you and connect with you, be there. Hugging is so important. They've got all these studies out now about how important hugging is and how it releases, this emotions in us that make us feel better, which is completely true. I believe it completely. So I went through all these different tests. They couldn't come up with any reason why I was sick, any reason why I was not feeling well, any reason why I was fatigued, any reason why I was having debilitating migraines, other than they said stress. And I laughed because I had had much more stressful times than what I was going through at that time. But stress is something that builds up, right? If we don't deal with it, if we don't release it. We talked about how emotion is energy in motion. And if we're holding on to stress and anxiety, it certainly can impact our cells. It can certainly impact our life and make it harder to sleep, insomnia, and take us from enjoying the moment, from enjoying our life currently. And so I was open to, okay, well, let me research, let me try different things, let me see what I can do. I've always been one to work out. So I was running. I was a runner at the time, running 3 miles on average several times a week and lifting weights periodically, and worked out with girlfriend, and that was a great stress release. Going outside and walking is a great stress release. Petting an animal is a great stress release. Talking to a good friend or a family member is typically a good stress release. So I I went on a mission to find out what was wrong. What was the root cause? Because I don't believe that it just happened overnight or that stress was the deciding factor in this. And so I tried all sorts of different things. Like I said, I tried different juicings, I tried different fasting, I tried different cleanses, I tried so many different products and things that promised to help. Most of them did not. Most of them were a waste of time and money, but I needed to try anything and everything. And when you get sick, when you don't feel like yourself and you are hurting and you are suffering, you'll try about anything to feel better, right? I did. So I went to a naturopath who brilliantly decided to test me for heavy metals. And what it came back was I was extremely elevated in multiple metals, heavy metals, mercury, lead, antimony, and I can never remember the fourth one that I was extremely elevated in. But I asked her, where did I get all these metals? And she said, tap water. I was like, what? And I lived in different parts of the country. Oklahoma, there's oil fields all over the place. Oregon, we lived about 2 miles from a steel plant, maybe 3 miles, and we had a well. So who knows, with the groundwater and that sort of thing. I lived in Idaho, up in the mountains near where there had been several mines. And then in Billings, Montana, where we have oil refineries and such. And so I was like, well, how this stuff is in tap water? How is that possible? I thought that they treat tap water. And she was like, well, they do, but they don't remove the heavy metals. You can find leftover prescription drug, traces of prescription drugs, heavy metals, all sorts of stuff in tap water. And that's when I started kind of looking more into water, as not all water is the same. Not all water is created equal. Not all water is worth drinking. And I know what you're saying. Some people are like, well, water is water. Okay. If that's true, then you could drink water out of the shower or out of your toilet or out of, the hose outside. And yeah, you might have done that as a kid, but it's not saying that it's safe water for you to be consuming on a regular basis and replacing the water that's in your body and helping your cells to thrive. So you want to pay attention to what are you putting in your body. So she told me to drink purified bottled water, which then I switched to. And like I said, I knew at the time that I should be drinking a lot of water, between 3/4 of a gallon and a gallon a day, just because of my activity level, my weight, all of that kind of stuff. And you want to keep, if you're 70% water, you want to replace that on a regular basis. That's what keeps you regular. That's what helps your body to detox. That's water's main job, is to detox those cells so that then the nutrients can come in. And nutrients being anything that you eat, plus any supplements that you take, protein powders, vitamins, minerals, all of those things, prescription drugs, anything that you're going to put in your body. If your cells are clogged because you're not detoxifying them on a regular basis, you are not having a regular bowel movement, and you're stuck with all that toxins in your body, no wonder you don't feel good, right? And that's kind of where I was at, but I didn't know the reasons behind this. So we got rid of the heavy metals. I went through chelation, got them reduced. So my migraines went from almost every day to a couple times a month, which was a huge improvement in quality of life. And if you've ever had a debilitating migraine, you understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I started taking better quality supplements. Not all supplements are made equal. You need to do some research of what you take. And if you want to know anything about what I take, please send me an email or a text or call me. I would love to connect, and I'm happy to share what it is I do. I want to help people suffer less. And there's so much suffering in this world that is unnecessary, because anybody can say anything on the internet, right? Any product can promise anything as long as they have the disclaimer that it's not been proven by the FDA, that their statements haven't been proven. But they still get to say all sorts of stuff that isn't necessarily accurate. Maybe they had one person that lost weight or one person that felt better, but it's not a guarantee that everyone's going to, or that you're going to get the quality that you think you're going to get from those products. And a lot of the supplements out there are not made in the USA. That's a red flag to me, and something that I encourage you to pay attention to, because not every country has the same quality control that we do. And I'm not saying that ours is the best. I prefer to buy from the US whenever possible. I feel like that's supporting my neighbors, even if they're a neighbor that lives over in Iowa and not in Montana. I just feel like it's important to support each other in where we live. So I went through the chelation. I had my fillings changed out, because one thing I learned is silver fillings in your teeth are really 50% mercury. Did you know that? You might, but I didn't. And so I had them taken out. And if you've had them more than a few years, then they start to leach, and they leach into your body and into your bloodstream. And then, they can cause problems with high levels of metal in your body. And your body has a hard time getting rid of metals. It doesn't do it on its own. It needs help. And there are certain foods you can eat that will help to attract the metals. I know the medical medium has books out about different things you can eat for helping. He has a smoothie recipe that helps pull metals out of your body and that sort of thing. So that's medical medium if you want to check him out. I don't get anything from recommending him, and I'm not saying that he has the answers or the end all or anything like that. It's just another tool that another resource that you might find some good information from. I changed the way that I was eating. I cut out preservatives. I cut out what I would call fake food. And I went to a more real whole food, made more meals at home where they're made with love. And I had control over the quality of ingredients. Not that I don't eat out, I do. I just am pickier about what I get. And at this point, my body has gotten fairly clean, because I try to eat really clean, no chemicals, remove as much pesticides as I possibly can from fruits and vegetables. So I'm not consuming those, because they are very harmful to your body. They do cross the blood-brain barrier, and they do make things worse, like ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, PTSD, headaches. Pesticides are harmful. And so I try to remove them as much as possible from the fruits and vegetables that I consume, so I'm not putting those in my body. And I found that the cleaner my body gets, and I would say probably the more that I raise my vibration with awakening and being around people like Shri and Kira and all of their teachings and this fabulous community. Shout out to all of you that are here. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. And like I said before, I can't wait to get to interact with you in person, have you call in and us talk or be a guest or on my show or whatever. So I took my health into my own hands. I had to become very mindful about what I put in my body and how my body was responding. And periodically, I'll forget and I'll eat something and then I won't feel well, or I won't forget and I'll do it just because it was my son's birthday and I wanted to have a bite of that cake that I knew had eggs in it that I'm allergic to. And I don't know if it was sugar or the eggs that, then later that night upset my stomach, but that was my own doing. Shame on me. But being mindful, and we also have to live, and I'm not going to cut out everything for the rest of my life that I think is harmful, because we also need to enjoy life. It's moderation. But I'm not going to eat sugar every day because I know what it does to the body, and it ages it faster. It's harder on the cells because of the acidic level. And that goes for soda. Soda is really harmful. And if you want to know more, reach out to me and I'd be more than happy to share education and information that I know and that I have about that. So let me challenge you over the next week before we meet again, or for this month, March. It's the spring month. In fact, it's a beautiful blue sky, sunny day here. I think it's supposed to be about 45, so it's not super warm, but it's not super cold either. For Montana, that's not bad for early March. We could have snow, so we don't, which is nice. It's a sunny, blue sky day. Be mindful about what you're putting in your body. Ask your body and listen. If you want optimal health, if you want to feel better, if you want to lose some weight, if you want to reduce some anxiety and stressful eating that maybe you've done because you're trying to cope, and I get it, I feel you. Be mindful and loving to yourself, because that's where it starts, right? Love and accept yourself. Love and accept your body exactly how it is. And then it'll be more willing to change when you let go a little bit and not hold on to trying to control so much. But be mindful. Pay attention to what you put in your body. So my challenge for you is drink more water, unless you're drinking at least a gallon a day already. Drink more water. If you're already drinking, say, half of your body weight in ounces, so if you're 150 pounds and you are already drinking 75 ounces, increase it 20%. Try that. See if that doesn't give you more energy, more stamina, more endurance. If it doesn't clear your mind a little bit better for you to focus. If you hardly drink any water and you drink a lot of coffee or you drink a lot of soda, then I challenge you to replace one of those a day for the next week with just water. Put some lemon in it if you need. Just increase your water and be a little mindful of what are you putting in your body. Maybe reach for an apple instead of that bowl of ice cream for dessert. You can always heat up the apple with a little bit of cinnamon and it tastes yummy, or get some good quality peanut butter and dip it in it. You know, make little changes like that, that over time will make a big impact on your body and on your cells and your life. And it's about improving the quality of life, reducing suffering. And most people don't realize the correlation between food and feelings, how we're feeling. And how when we eat a really heavy, chemical laden, overly processed meal, how hard that is on our bodies, which is why we can feel sluggish, which is why sometimes you feel like you want to go take a nap. You have heartburn, indigestion, and overall discomfort and pain. I want to help you reduce some of that. Reduce some of that pain, reduce some of that suffering. But it also goes to your mindset. What do you do every day for you? What do you do every day to take care of you, to show yourself that you matter to you, to show yourself that you love yourself, that you love you and you accept you? Do you stick your feet in a little foot bath with scents? That doesn't take a lot, but it's a loving thing to do for yourself. Do you put oils on your feet? Just start there. Put a couple drops of essential oil and rub it into the soles of your feet, and then rub the top and your toes, and then put on your socks and go about your day, or put on your sandals and go about your day. It's a loving thing, but when you're doing that, be mindful at giving your body love and appreciation. Our feet do so much. Think about how much weight our feet carry and how they do so much. They carry us all over, right? And if you work out like me, they take a lot of impact. Our feet, our ankles, our knees, our hips, our joints take a lot. And so appreciate your feet, appreciate your body, love your body. And if you need some suggestions of things to do, let me know. Go for a walk and look at the nature around you. Look for something to appreciate, whether it's flowers in a neighbor's yard or trees or the blue sky, whatever it is. Find something. You can find something to be appreciative of, to be grateful for, and to thank the universe for this experience. Thank your body for being there for you. Your lungs, your organs. You breathe without even thinking most of the time. Your heart beats without you really doing anything. Our bodies are amazing, amazing. So show them love. Show yourself love. You deserve it. You deserve your own love more so than anyone else does. You deserve your love more than anyone else. It starts with you. Love yourself more. If you want more love from other people, love yourself more. Start there. And then it will radiate out to other people. I no longer have fibromyalgia. I no longer have chronic fatigue. I no longer have the beginning stages of lupus. I do have low thyroid. But over the last 5 years now, I've been able to reduce my medication. I am on a quarter of what I was on, mainly because I improved the quality of water and increased the amount that I was drinking. So my cells get detoxed, my cells get clear, and I'm able to absorb nutrients better. I've also been on this journey of learning how to love and accept myself and embrace who I am and be who I am, which is why I'm here today, because I am stepping out and showing the world who I am. Last week was the first time. And yes, it's scary, but it's also freeing and empowering to share yourself. And is everybody going to like or appreciate me? No, I'm not for everyone. And that's okay. You're not for everyone. And that's okay. It does not mean there's anything wrong with you. It does not mean there's anything wrong with me. You're not going to be for everyone. There's how many different flavors of ice cream out there in the world? And just because someone prefers pistachio over pralines and cream, or Rocky Road over mint chocolate chip, or vanilla over strawberry, doesn't make anything wrong with the other flavors, right? There's billions of people on this earth, and we are all unique. We are all different. We are all had different experiences, different traumas to overcome, different life lessons to learn, different spiritual paths. And there's nothing wrong with the path that we're on. And if you don't like the path you're on, the beauty is you get to change it, and only you get to change it, because you are in control of your life. You are responsible for your life. So what are you wanting to create? Where are you wanting to be in a year, 5 years? Look back a year. Look back 5 years to where you are today. Did you think that you would be exactly where you are, doing exactly what you're doing? Maybe you did. I didn't. This last year has been hugely transformative for me, and I am very grateful. I'm very grateful to have met Sri and Kira. I'm very grateful for all of their teachings and trainings and guidance, and they just offer so much to help educate and help you lift up on your path of awakening and spirituality and remembering who you are. Because you, I'm talking to you are enough. You are amazing. You have a beautiful soul. You have so much love and gifts to share with the world. You are very talented. You have a unique set of gifts and talents that the world needs. You're like one piece of this great big puzzle. And you know, when you make a puzzle, if a piece is missing, the picture's not complete. The puzzle's not complete. You matter. You have value. You are needed. You are loved, and you are loved. And together we are better. We are human beings that need human contact. We are not made to be alone, to be solo, to be isolated. And I know this last year with this virus has been so hard on so many people. And it breaks my heart. The number of child abuse has gone through the roof. The number of calls to suicide prevention has jumped, last I heard, over 800%. Suicides have gone up. I know so many people who someone in their family committed suicide this last year. And it's so sad. It's so sad. We just don't know the impact that we have on another's lives. We may think that that clerk at the counter when we're checking out at the grocery store or Starbucks or wherever you go and buy things, bookstore, wherever, how we interact, we don't know how that impacts them. A simple smile and thank you, even if they can't see our mouth right now because we have to have a mask on, people can tell that you're smiling with your eyes. But they can hear the thank you. Be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be nice, to be kind, to give people the benefit of the doubt, to give people grace, to share love, to be love, and to be a friendly face, a friendly voice, a friendly person, a safe place, a safe person. And that's my goal for this show. I want this to be a safe place where you feel like you can come and talk about anything and know that you will not be judged, that you will be loved, seen, heard, accepted, and offered advice if you want it. But ultimately, it's your life. It's your life to make whatever you want. And you're never too old. And you're never too stuck. You can get off that victim triangle. You can get out of the victim mentality of believing that you were dealt a bad set of cards. It's not the cards you were dealt, it's how you play them. It's time to step up. It's time to embrace who you are. I know it can be scary, definitely. And I know that fear and the ego will throw all sorts of things at you to try to stop you. I experienced it before I came onto this show. I had horrible fear and memories from being told that I couldn't do this. People weren't going to like my voice, that people weren't going to like me, that I wasn't enough, I wasn't whatever. And yes, I know not everyone's going to like me, and that's okay. I also know that I am here with spiritual gifts that I was given to help others, to serve. And so that's what I'm trying to do with this show. I want to help you. If you want to be helped, if you're looking for someone to listen to you, to help you, to hold space, to hold that space of love and light for you, that's been through a variety of things, from struggling with health and wellness and having to figure it out on my own, which is why I went back to school to study holistic health and nutrition and the body so I could understand it better, which made me realize that our Western medical community really does not have a very good understanding of the body. God love the doctors out there, and I am grateful that they're there. If I were to have a heart attack, if I were to get in a car accident and need surgery, thank God they're there, and that they have sacrificed the time and money that it takes to go through medical school. I have friends that are in the medical field, and I appreciate them. I have family that's in the medical field, that's on the front lines, nurses and doctors and nurse practitioners that are on the front lines. And I am so grateful and appreciative that they are willing to step forward and do what they do, and that they went to school and they have the education and the talent. I could not go into a surgery. I would pass out. I can't handle blood and guts. I know my strengths and weaknesses. That's not one of them. But I respect and admire the people that it is. And I am very appreciative that they are there. But that doesn't mean that they know everything. Doctors are not God. They don't have all the answers. They were given a lot of information and a lot of education, but they don't know everything. And your body is unique. Your DNA is unique. What your body needs from a fuel standpoint, food, beverages, is different than what the person next to you needs. It's different than what I need. It's different than your parents or your siblings or your friends. You are unique. And so it goes back to that mindfulness. Being mindful about what you're putting into your body and how it's reacting. Does that make you feel better, or does that make you feel worse? Now, eating that candy initially might make you feel better, but if you write about it, you might discover that it actually makes your depression worse, or your anxiety worse, or whatever you're struggling with. Maybe you have a short fuse when it comes to temper, and you lose maybe you're impatient. Maybe you find that it makes that worse, that you do better if you have fruit instead of that candy. I'm not saying that all this stuff is bad. I'm just saying that be mindful. Pay attention to your body. Give your body love. Give your body care. Give your body nurturing. And love yourself more, because you deserve your love more than anyone. And then the more you love yourself, the more you are able to receive love from others. And the more in alignment you will be for having those fabulous, loving people come into your lives. And I'm grateful that you're in my life. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for listening. And I hope that when I do get my call board up, that you will call in and that we will be able to connect. And if you want me to tap into your energy and give you connect with your soul and give you a mini reading, I can do that. If you want me to pull any cards of clarity from Sri and Kira that they created, they're amazing cards if you haven't seen them, that came through from Archangel Zachiel. And I plan on pulling card, at least probably a card, a show going forward, and talking about the energy of that and the message of that. I want to talk about what's going on with the energies. You know, we've got that great solstice coming up. We have the new moon coming up, and we've got the great solstice coming up. And the planets do impact us, whether you believe that or not. They really do. And the energies really do impact us. So it's good to just have information. It's not an end all. Anything that I shared with you today is not necessarily an end all for you. It's just information. And I don't believe we can have too much information or too much education. And hearing someone else's experience, I know I typically learn something, and I typically get something from it. And that's my heart. That's my goal, is that maybe you find something that can be beneficial in your life. maybe you do take my challenge and you do drink more water throughout this next week, and you find that you sleep better, that you have more energy, that you were able to perform better at your workout if you work out, that your body was more regular, that you didn't have as much acid reflux or whatever it is that you're struggling with. I want to help any way I can. And the best way that I know how is just to share me, my experience. And if it can help one person to not suffer as long as I had to suffer before figuring out what was going on and spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars trying to figure things out, I am more than happy to. And if you want to know what I eat on a regular basis, if you want to know the things that I do or take or any of that, please reach out to me. I am happy to share what has worked for me. And we'll talk more in the future, and know that next week I will be broadcasting live from Tosa Blue Mountain in Ecuador. Yay! I'm so excited to do that from there. It's such a magical place, and you really should get there. You should put that on your bucket list if you've not been there yet. Check it out, Tosa Blue Mountain. And Shri and Kira, SRINKIRA.com. They have a free app with tons of information. They do weekly shows. Right now, they're not doing any live until the end of the month, just because of this big event coming up and the solstice and all these different incredible ceremonies that they're preparing for a big group that's coming, myself included, starting next week, that we're going to have just magical experiences. And I can't wait to show you some of the things over the next couple of weeks. And I will try and take some video to share, or try and show you some stuff live if I'm able to broadcast from up on the mountain. That would be cool. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I'll find out when I get there. So together we are better. And I do want to connect with you. And I hope that you want to connect with me. And if there's certain topics in the future that you want to know more about, you want to discuss, people that you think would be good for me to bring on that will help support you, whether you are recovering from drug and alcohol addiction, food addiction, relationship addiction, victim addiction, pain addiction, spending, gambling, or just wanting a better quality of life because you have pain and you don't know how to deal with it. Whether that's pain in your body, pain in your heart. I'm here. You're not alone. And I would talk to you. I will be happy to connect with you because I want to help. And I know that that is partly why I was given the gifts and talents that I was, is to serve others, to help others. And that is what I want to do. So let's connect. Join me next week, live from Tosa Blue Mountain, Ecuador. And until then, I want you to know that I am sending you so much love and light. Be nice to you. Take up my challenge and do something nice for yourself. Drink one more glass of water. Exchange that 5th cup of coffee for a glass of water, or that soda that you always have at lunch. Just change that out. Just make one simple change and see how you feel, honestly. All right. Community, loving, beautiful, beautiful souls and community. I love you. It's an honor to be here with you. I thank you for tuning in. I hope that you got something out of it. And I hope that you will join me next week where we will talk more. I have other traumas that I've been through my life. I haven't even gotten to the latter part of my life journey and how I got to this path of doing this. And I'll tap into that and share some of that next week. So until then, take care of you, be kind to you, love yourself more. Together we are better. And I am here holding that space of light and love for you. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.